Ladies and gentlemen, fellow traders and investors, welcome to the program. Well, let's take a look at what's happening in the stock market this week. A lot's been happening. There's been a sell-off in the stock market. We're going to talk about the SPY, the QQQs, and some other stocks that have been taking, some big hits and whatnot. So let's get into it. Here we are looking at a daily chart of the SPY, representing the S&P 500. So you can see we had some pretty volatile days here. Last Friday we ended with this big downtrend here. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm sorry. Friday we ended with this big, Thursday was a downtrend, we popped up. So right now we had a big sell-off today. It's looking weak. And we're going to go ahead and draw a little technical analysis line here. We're just going to go from here to there and see if this can stay where it's at. We're going to make this a little wider. There we go. Duplicate this. And I think we'll put it right around there. So here we go. Now, we spoke about the SPY needing to stay in this range for a leg higher and not go below 518. Well, it did, and it's staying below 518. As you can see here yesterday, okay, it tried to push back up, hit this downtrend line, and immediately bounced, stopped. And today we opened up lower, gap down to here. So we're going to have to keep a close eye on that. Okay, there's a lot going on right now with war. Might be some strikes over the weekend. So we're going to have to see what happens. I mean, if this breaks here, I see it's coming down to 504 for the SPY. So, right now we're looking weak. But then again, this year's just been like a rocket. It's going straight up. Here's the whole year right here. So we do need some type of pullback. So we're going to have to find a new floor. Will it be 504? Who knows? But we're going to have to keep a close eye on that. Let's talk about the QQQ. Before we get into that, okay, I want to ask you, please support our channel. We have a goal of 100 subscribers. If you could please subscribe, we appreciate that. Please smash the like button. Even if you don't subscribe, it helps get it out there. So I thank you for that. And I also want to thank our current subscribers and our latest subscribers. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. So let's get into it. The QQQ. Okay, they are holding up stronger than the SPY. Look at this. It's staying in this range, which we talked about. Okay, we ended the week right here, bounced out of this area of support. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. See, look, Thursday we tried to push back. It couldn't, just like the SPY tried to push out of that downtrend, but it couldn't. So it opened up lower, and here we are holding 437 as support. Right now, it definitely looks like it's holding it nicely. And now the drivers behind this. Let's talk about the drivers, which is the 10-year yield and the relative strength of the dollar. The 10-year yield is at 4.53. It's been somewhat stable. The relative strength of the dollar went up to 106. So with the relative strength of the dollar going up, the 10-year yield slowly creeping up, that puts a lot of pressure on the markets, especially rate-sensitive stocks, which will be tech. Let's talk about the big 7 stocks. The top 7, what's going on? Well, let's start with Tesla right here real fast. All right, Tesla, they started to find a double bottom here at about 160. So right now, staying in the range between 165 and 180. It's definitely weak. Let's go into the other top 6 stocks. Okay, we got them right here. Here's Apple, which, by the way, yesterday and today, Apple was very strong. Look at this candle. 168 to 175. That was yesterday's action. And today it opened up pretty nice too, to 174. So as you can see, we got the 3 lines here. That green line is the 200-day moving average. The red line is the 50-day. then 20-day, and 5-day. So it bounced right off the 200-day moving average. But Apple for today seemed like the only winner. Look, this is how the markets look like today for Friday. A lot of red. Apple's the only green one. JP Morgan down after earnings or whatever. They're down 6.47%. But anyway, let's get back to it. Microsoft, they've been going sideways, so they have not really fallen. They're staying in this range right now between 418 and 430. Letting these averages, buying time, let the averages work up. Google actually made an all-time high today, but then immediately rejected. Let's verify if that's an all-time high. It is an all-time high. So 161.70 is an all-time high right now for Google. Not bad. So that's another reason why, yesterday they popped a lot, but they lost some strength today. NVIDIA. What's going on with NVIDIA? Well, guess what? They're still holding in this range of 821 to 974. They have some recovery come Wednesday. It made it down to 838, up as high as 905. So again, NVIDIA, the more time it stays in this range, these moving averages come up. So it's like they're buying time. Okay, Meta, formerly known as Facebook. Okay, they're going sideways. They did break a quick high on Monday to 531. Immediately got rejected, but that's coming back. Amazon finally broke all new highs yesterday. Of 188.29 was the old high. Now it's 189.77. All-time new highs for Amazon. But they had a big pullback today. So that's why we're getting a big sell-off today. Let's talk about some other ones. Oil, oil, WTI, oil, crude has gone down a little bit to 85.45. It was around 86, 87. In fact, I think I've seen it spike at 87.50. Was a high there. Anyway, that was earlier today too. But oil's been selling off today for some reason. So, for example, let's go to Oxy here real fast. You see that it's been skyrocketing. Oil's been going up, but it fell under some pressure today. Oil's under a lot of pressure today. So we'll have to see what's going on with that. And some other things we want to talk about. Palantir, okay, they're holding this range. I know there's a lot of lines on here, but these are technical analysis. These are very important indicating lines. But Palantir has tested 2181, and now they're coming back, and they're holding this range of 2289. We're going to have to see what happens with that. And so it's interesting. Again, we'll have to see what happens with Palantir. One thing I do want to talk about is silver's really been skyrocketing. I mean, with the U.S., the currency going up in strength, but people are calling it like a safety now. It did have a big sell-off today. A high of 27.22 down to 25.54. That's a big move in silver. So silver had a big sell-off today. It does seem very overextended to me. I wouldn't mind seeing a 50% retracement, actually, at least from here. So I would expect it to go down to 24.30, but we'll have to see. So another one that took a big hit was Intel. Intel is just falling off a cliff. Now, we know they had earnings back here on January 24th. They dropped off. Earnings weren't good, and their outlook looked weak. So now, apparently, they're losing money, and they got a problem, and it's just been selling off. Look at this. Every single day. Boom, 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 boom. They are now down to 35.69 as a close for today. So they're in big trouble. Let's take a bigger look at this weekly chart. So yeah, ever since they were in this uptrend, which is basically, well, they were at the bottom here. It was the beginning of, this would have been the beginning of 23. So the beginning of 23, they've been grinding up. Okay. Then 24, they started really high up here. Okay. So I guess, you can consider that profit taking. So here's 24. And we've just been coming down ever since this year. So we'll have to see. Let's keep an eye on that. Anything else? U.S. Steel had some pretty big moves the other day. Had a big sell-off. That was actually a couple weeks ago, but it was a few days ago right here. As you can see, they started popping up really quick from 41 to about 42.50. So there's some more talks about Japan buying U.S. Steel, which, you know, I don't think it's a great idea, but we'll have to see. That's about it right now for the markets. We'll have to see where the sell-off continues and to see if this is just, you know, a pullback. It's a time to buy the dip. I say let's keep a look at the drivers, the 10-year yield, the strength of the relative dollar. We'll go back to the SPY. And that's really going to be the drivers here. So we have to keep a close eye on that. So until then, thank you for watching, and I will keep you posted and updated. Again, please subscribe. We appreciate it, and thank you. Have a great weekend.